All right, well, we're back talking about building websites. And today we're going to talk about framing. That framing is where you take something from one website and you put it on your website. Now, I'm here with Ethan, my son, who runs our one of our manufacturing facilities. And Ethan, can you tell me why framing might be advantageous? Why you might want to use it on your website?
Not 100% sure at the moment.
Not 100. Are you 90% sure?
I would say about 20% at the
What,
moment.
20? Oh man, that is incredibly uncertain. Like
It is.
between 0 and 100, that's like 1/5 of the way. That sucks. So
I
yeah,
know.
no idea. It's okay. That's why we're here to help. So and these videos are designed to be instructional, show you really quick and easily how to add a component and modify a component to a website. And you don't even need any experience in building websites. We're going to show you that with this website that you see on the screen. We're going to modify this website and we're going to add some framing. But we're also talking about the reason why you do something. So let's say, for instance, and this is a great case in which you might do this. Let's say that you have an e-commerce platform somewhere that you sell your products, as we do, and that e-commerce platform is well developed, and it has your products on it, and your products are they look pretty good on there. They're updated on that site, and on your site, you'd have to go back and update that too. So it saves you some time at the very least, because now you only have to update in one place, and it's in this case your e-commerce platform that was going to have to be updated anyway in order to be able to sell the product. Another reason you might do it is because you have a partner that is in control of some content. So you work with another party. Maybe you are a distributor or a sales rep for for a larger firm, and they have a page that has specifications on a product, as an example, or they have a page that has manufacturer's instructions, and you can grab that specific link, put it on your website, and then anytime the manufacturer updates those instructions or updates those specifications, you're good to go. So let's use the e-commerce example today, and let's look at something that has been done on this site. And we're on discoverbreeze.com, and we're going to go to, just as an example, the Breeze ST heading, which isn't something somebody outside of home inspection or environmental testing would understand, but it's basically a spore trap. It's a testing device for mold spores in the air, and it goes on one of our Breeze ET IQ indoor air quality pumps. And 150 liters of air comes through this device, and it collects spores, and it goes to our lab in Fort Lauderdale, and we're able to tell you whether your mold levels are elevated or normal. And so as we sell these things to inspectors, they come here, or environmental testing professionals, or remediators, and restoration professionals, like ServPro, for instance. They could come here and go, all right, I see the Breeze spore traps. The media itself starts at only $3.80. Of course, that's a volume price. And you can order yours today by clicking order now. Now, I can see right here as I hover over that it's going to inspectorshop.net/breeze-st, which isn't a bad way to do it. If I click on this, look at what it does. It's not horrible. Look, I still have my Breeze ST tab open. So by clicking on that button, they had the settings with open new tab, and then they had the right URL that takes it to this Breeze ST. Perfectly fine way to do it. But let's go to a different page that's like kind of under construction, and that would be the Breeze LS, the liquid scintillation radon gas detector. So this is a brand new product. We haven't built out the web page, and just from learning how to place a photo and a picture, we were able to add this. And Ethan and his team did that. They did it in a matter of minutes with no former or prior experience building a website. So very cool, but there's no way to buy on this. One option would be to put that button, add a new tab, send it over to that inspector shop. But instead of going to the Breeze ST, we would go to the Breeze LS listing, which we might talk about at the end of this. But let's just go to our UW sites and go to our site search. And what we'll have to do is go to the URL and change that a little bit. So here's how to find your site. We're going to go to Discover Breeze and click Apply. And of course, here it is. And we're going to go to this one right here, which is our live site. The other site will, of course, delete. So I'm going to go here and add a framed site. I'm going to do a different version rather than a button. I'm going to do some framing. So let's go to this page first and let's see where we are. We're at Breeze LS. Let's go to our page management, and we're going to scroll until we find the Breeze LS, and we click edit, and we can see what it's called here. Logically, it's called Breeze LS, and the page title is Breeze LS, and that's all we need to know so that we can come here and find it and make sure we're going to the right page under the page heading up here. Go to Breeze LS, and sure enough, here we are looking at a page that looks much like the page that we were just looking at live. And this is always a good idea. It's always a good idea to have the live website right here of what you are editing in the Ultimate Website Creator. So the first thing we need to do is we need to make ourselves some room. This is the bottom of the main section. We're going to go ahead and pull that down a little bit. And then, why not just, for now, we'll come back here and make it look all pretty and everything later. But for right now, we have the Breeze liquid scintillation. That picture is taken up the whole width, and we're going to come back with a better picture. But for now, we can just add in some framing that includes this inspector shop site. So we hit the insert element button on the left side, and we go and we find the frame, which is right here, second from the bottom and second from the left option. When that comes up, it comes up super tiny, and you can see it says source. You hover over it and it'll say exactly the format that it's looking for, a source. So let's go here and copy and paste the Breeze LS. Now I had pressed the button to go to description, so I can go instead back to just the main portion of the URL, which again, doesn't really matter. Let's just do it this way. Here we go. We'll go to the Breeze LS once again, and here we go. So we're going to copy and paste this URL into the frame. And then we're going to click in the box, but outside of the selection, and look at what it does. It starts to populate. Now let's click away from this for the moment. You can't do much with that space. So all you do is just expand it, and whoa, we now have Inspector Shop right on that Breeze site. We're going to go ahead and line it up with the edges. But we're also going to do this. Now, if you have a site that is dynamic, it changes in size as you expand it, horizontally. You can leave it with any size, top to bottom, but I still like to do this. I still think it looks better, cleaner, and like it's more a part of the main website if you go ahead and expand this frame all the way to the natural bottom of that page. So let's go ahead and do that all the way down, and we're almost there. Some of these, they do get kind of long, so you have to, expand the main body and then expand the frame a few times. And sometimes, that can take a minute, but still, not that long. It's better than trying to, call a website developer and, explain to them what you want. This took me all of, other than explaining it to you, all of maybe 45 seconds so far. So within 60 seconds, I'm going to have this all the way down to the bottom. There it is. I'm going to take the bottom of the main body, and I'm going to bring it right up to the bottom of this frame. I'm going to click out of it and then, give it a look. I'm going to click save. Once again, always click save when you're done doing something that took you, more than a couple of minutes. Why not? It's a background process, doesn't cost you any time otherwise. And you press OK. And what you want to do, and this is a good strategy, no matter what you're doing to a website, make small changes. Make changes that you can do and finish in a matter of 2 minutes, 10 minutes, or 20 minutes. Don't sit there and start a week-long project. Why? It just doesn't make any sense. You're going to waste a lot of time accomplishing what? So this is already done. It's saved. I'm going to click publish. And within 30 seconds, definitely under 60 seconds, but usually within 30 seconds, it will be populated right here. So right now, if I were to refresh this page, it probably wouldn't come up with the new portion. It does not. So we need to wait another approximately 15 seconds and it'll be there. Ethan, questions? Did I miss anything? I think I covered it all pretty well, didn't I?
No, I don't think you missed anything. But I was curious, but we'll get into it later when the website does appear on our site. Is with the framing tool, would I be able to actually kind of shuffle through the Inspector Shot site that you put on that page and order another product directly from there?
Great question. So another advantage to throwing this frame site, which is now on there. So this is the tab that has the actual live site. And here it is. It is a live working site. And you can see, I didn't make it quite long enough, and I couldn't tell when I was looking at it on the editor, but it doesn't matter because it's a dynamic site. But yeah, like here it is. Here's inspectorshop.net. I can click around and I can go to, for instance, our recall check and warranty site, and that's going to open up inspectionsuccess.net. And yes, it will all work right here. In fact, let me go instead to the environmental sampling, and we'll go to mold materials, right? Because that would be something more like somebody's going to do is they're going to, look at other environmental testing products. And here they are. Now this is where you get into the real advantage of framing, and you can frame somebody else's site, by the way. Don't do it without their permission. Don't do it without having some sort of relationship with them. This is, of course, two sites that we own, but this client that came to your website, they're still on your website. They haven't left. They can sit here. They can cruise around on this page. They can fill up their cart. They can check out, and they never leave discoverbreeze.com. So good question. And I hope that was answered it thoroughly. What else you got? It's a good question. It's a good question. And put yourself in the in the place of someone who has never used this before. And they see this magic that just happened, like, whoa, what else? What other considerations might there be? So if you've looked at watched some of our other tutorials, you'll notice that, if you click on an element, you have this settings gear. And just on this picture, you click on the settings gear, and there are, 8 different categories for settings. And there's other videos that go through that. I won't do that here. On a frame, you go to that here, and guess what? There's just source and position. And the position you don't need to use because you can simply drag it around the screen. But the source is pretty simple. You're just putting in the URL. That's it. So this is probably one of the simplest elements to put in, whereas one of the more complex is actually just a picture.
I do have a quick question. So with the inspectorshop.net logo, it is red, and with Discover Breeze, it's blue, obviously. Um, if you don't like the color clash or kind of how the flow of one website to another goes, what would you kind of recommend in order to fix that?
Well, if it's a dynamic website, you do have a weird option. Okay. And I'm going to do this dirty. I'm not suggesting this is exactly how that this is going to look great. Okay. But let me give you just an option. So I can take this frame and I can make it a different size because, look at what it does. It gives the cell phone version of the
Right.
website. It gives the tablet version of the website, and then it gives the computer version of the website, and it'll change dynamically. And at a certain width, it has the sidebar menu. At a certain width, it does not. And of course, then the sidebar menu on the website will be those lines in the top left corner. So because it's a dynamic website, and this would not be an option necessarily on anything else, you could actually pull this in on the top, sides, and bottom, and you could create a border, just as an example. So
Okay.
take this panel or line option here. And a panel line is a line, a panel, or a box. They actually are all the same things. They're just different dimensions. So we made them one button. You expand it from one side to the other. And once again, you have this gear. So you take that background and you make it, that breeze blue, which we've been using. So it keeps recently used colors right there for you.
Gotcha.
Look how fast that is, right?
That's really cool.
And then you can take that and the next thing you do, this is going to blow your mind. So we're making a square, a box. You grab it, you just click duplicate component, and then you grab the corner and go this way, and then you grab the other corner and move it right there. You could actually move it either way, and then make it the same width, and there you go. So you can build this box around this if you wanted to. And if you didn't have a dynamic website, then it's even simpler. Your only option then is to delete that sidebar, leave the middle bar, and keep it from side to side, full justified still. And once again, if it was not a dynamic site, you would not want to have this this bar here, the slider bar, because that slider bar now makes the window just tiny bit off, and it will make it so certain things don't look right, and they might not justify on the screen of the user, particularly if they're using a mobile device. So make sure that if you're framing in a non-dynamic site, that you're from your full width, side to side, and full length until the end of the content. Good question. What else? It's okay. You don't have to make up a question. One of the things I would do here, though, is I have this picture. Like what should I do with that picture? Well, I can go ahead and make that a link. I could make it a URL, and I could send this this URL link over to Inspector Shop or to Priority Lab, as an example. Of course, Priority Lab is where we do all of the analysis for these Breeze liquid scintillation devices. So, why not have some connection there? I'm not saying it's, the best way to do it, but, why not? And we don't want them to leave the site again. So we would say new tab, or we could take Priority Lab and we could put it into its own page on Breeze and frame it in. If we do that, then you can just link up to that page, and it simplifies things even more. Make sense?
Yes, that does.
Cool. So let's click save one more time. We'll leave that cool new bar in there. Make sure that red color doesn't conflict, and then we'll go ahead and publish it. But to your point, if you have something that on the framing doesn't match the colors, there's no way to change it on this site. That would be quite a trick. You can only change it on the core site, the original site, whatever it's pointing to. So that's that. I see you're getting in your coffee. Is that what, or is this water?
Red Bull.
Okay. Well, I see you're going to be working tonight, or he's not sleeping. So enjoy that. I think we've talked enough about framing tonight. And for those who have not yet seen the tutorials, not yet built a website, go to ultimatewebsitecreator.com, and we'll see you next time.